Hey everybody, it's Reckless. This is the video that I'm going to be using in order to put the two video bridge connectors on both of the water blocks for my GTX 980s. Now, what these actually do is it replaces these with these in order to make the flow for the water go easily. This right here is a plug to plug certain areas in this actual side of the block. That way water can go into this side, out into the water block, into the other side, down, out into the other water block, back inside, and then out to your remaining water block system. So before we do anything with the actual water blocks, we're just going to focus straight on these. So when you actually get these video bridge connectors, you're going to get these two blocks, a couple of screws that need to be tightened with an Allen wrench, this long plug, and four rubber circles that is going to be for the actual blocks themselves. Now, first thing we're going to do is take these four rubber circles out, and as you can see, this, oops, trying to get a better look. They're like little rings, and you're going to put the little rings around that. You're not going to put it inside of it, you're just going to put it around this little ring, and you're going to do that to all four slots. Just going to take this, put it down, make sure it's seated well. Oops. There's one. There's two. All four rings are actually on both blocks, and this is your little plug. Your plug is going to go into the actual bridge that has three holes. So this is the one that has three holes. 1, 2, 3. This bridge actually goes in the bottom of the three-hole block. Now, what this bridge does is it actually directs the flow of liquid in the actual cooling system. You do not have to have this in your system in order for it to actually work. However, if you actually put this in, it will direct the flow better than obviously not having it in. So with having it in, whoops, okay, so with having it in, the flow is going to go into this one, go into the water block, come out this side, go down, oh whoops, nope, other way around. It's going to come into this one, go through the little slots, go into the water block, come into this one, come down, come down, go into the water block again, and then come out of the water block into this side, and then come out. So it's going to go in, over, down, over, out. If you do not have this block inside, it's just going to go in, and it's just going to fill both sides at the same time, which really doesn't do much for the water block. Yes, it'll still cool it, but it won't cool it as good as actually having this little block on it, because it'll just pretty much like dribble into the actual how do you say, the actual water blocks versus an actual flow. And most people know they want, you know, better flow for their systems anyways, so having the little plug is better. Now this plug can be hand tightened. Myself, I would rather hand tighten it as much as I can and use a screwdriver, flathead, and just get that little bit more tightened. That way it actually makes the seal a lot stronger. That way you don't have to worry about leaks or anything like that. So as for installing it on the water blocks, we're going to switch this from a Phillips flathead and to more of an Allen wrench, little thing in the end. And then what we're going to do is move these to the side real quick. We are going to take the first water block, and as you can see, I'm going to make these look better. There are 4 little Allen screws that you need to take out. This is where the tops of both sides are going to go. So as soon as you loosen them, kind of just keep going until they pretty much come off. Now the video bridge connectors actually came with their own Allen screws. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to use those since it came with them, versus these that actually came with the water block. Now since I did buy Koolance water blocks, I also did get the Koolance video connectors. That way they are compatible, well, they're more easily compatible with their own products from Koolance. Just double check. Nope, these are actually the same length screws. So you actually don't even have to use the screws in this if you don't want to. You can just reuse these screws. But to double check, we're just going to open this real quick. You just pull one out and just examine it. That way we know we're putting in the correct things. They look identical, so yeah, you can just use the screws that came with the water blocks. Now that first one is done. I'm going to move the screws to the side, and now we are going to do the second water block the very same way. Now the water block screws actually do not come off this easy. I already had how do you say, pre-loosen them, because they're actually really tight on this block. Move that. Gonna have that over there. And then it does not hurt to consult the manual if needed. This manual tells you pretty much everything you need to know, whether you're using a two-way SLI, three-way SLI, or even four-way SLI. It pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Now, this picture right here, let me get closer. This picture right here is exactly explaining a lot better of how this is going to work. This is the two-way SLI with the 3 spaces for the actual blocks. So you're going to be using spaces 1 and 3. You're going to be skipping 2. There's also these blocks that actually go extremely close together. That way you can just do 1 and 2 and not skip. However, for this configuration that I plan on doing, I was going to just skip 1. So it's going to go in. The liquid's going to come into the block, leave, and go into the water block, come out this end, go down, go into the water block again, come out this end, back into the video block, come up, and then back out. So before we actually install these on the actual water blocks, what I want to do is pre-install the fittings for these. Now, I already have fittings for the setup. They are 3/8 ID, 5/8 OD. Just makes it easier for me, I guess. Oops. And pretty much just gonna take this out. Now these are also Koolance fittings. Like I said before, I like doing the whole I like doing the whole, you know, looking like each other thing. That's just me. I like things matching. Things that match work better together. Yes, I'm putting the ends of it on, but I'm not tightening it down because obviously the rest of the water cooling isn't on correctly. And give me a second. Now, with this actually having those on it, this end for the other side is just going to get plugged. That way no water comes out of it. You don't even have to worry about it. I'm going to tighten that real quick. Oops, it's loosening it. That's tightened. Alright, so here's what it's going to look like. It's nice, hidden, not really much to worry about. Now, when doing this, you need to know which water block is going to be top, which water block is going to be the bottom. You do that all on personal preference. Whichever one you want as top, whichever one you want as bottom, that's all on you. There is no specific way to actually do this. But we're going to put this here. That way it's easier for me. Huh, that's weird. Whatever. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so I'm going to move this a little bit over here. Move this out the way. Move this out the way. Alright, so let's see. Which one do I want as my top and which one do I want as my bottom? I guess I'll just keep it like this. So this one's going to be my top. This one's going to be my bottom. Okay. Now, the way we're going to do this is actually going to be a little bit tricky because you don't want the actual thing to be on. Oops, I apologize. Let me move this this GPU real quick. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, I actually have the GPU itself hanging off, well, the water blocks hanging off of the box. That way nothing's happening to the actual threads that's actually on the GPU itself. I'm just putting these directly onto the water block. Make sure when you do these, you do this tight enough so there will be no leaks or anything like that. Whoops, sorry about that. Because you definitely don't want no leaks in this or the rest of your system at that for that matter. Whoops, sorry about that. And then next half is these. The opposite side. Oops. There we go. Again, as I said, you want to make sure they're nice and tight. That way no liquid is seeping through them. Or no liquid will seep through them. And so this is the first half. This is what it looks like so far. And then I just gotta put the other water block on. This is gonna be the trickier part. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to hold this up while I'm actually doing this. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's completely on. So both graphics cards are in fact linked together now. Oops. Let me try holding this a better way. So this is what it looks like with both of them together. Looks pretty nice. I haven't seen a lot of configurations like this. I've only seen, well actually I haven't seen any configurations like this. I've only seen water blocks that actually had only the little tube that goes from one water block to another. So this is actually pretty new, at least new to me. So yeah, this is two ASUS GTX 980s with both water blocks on, well, a water block on each, and also the video bridge connectors for the water cooling system. So if you guys like the video, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And, oops, I'm Reckless, and I'm out.